Hey guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It is never a dull and boring moment in crypto, finance, or the stock market. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now today, it is the 27th of August, 2025, coming up to 5 p.m. here in Melbourne, Australia. And of course, we're going to go over the XRP Rich List. This one's an interesting one. I love to do this on a regular basis, especially with now all of these ETFs pending SEC approval. We have the CME futures breaking on XRP $1 billion in interest, which is fascinating. Tom Lee talking about Ethereum, and he believes that the bottom is now in for Ethereum, which is interesting. We have ETFs as well. Canary Capital has an ETF for, of course, President Donald Trump, which is amazing. We've got, again, estimating Bitcoin support levels for the next cycle bottom, which is an interesting article I was reading, this afternoon. I thought it was interesting to put on here. And, of course, we've got ETF updates. This is huge. All the news on X. And I'm going to go over a trading view indicator, which I think is really good to view what's potentially coming up with these ETF approvals. Anyway, and of course, Earn Curve, my spot crypto exchange. How could I forget that? Anyway, let's get into the video, guys. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you are new, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification, because as you can see right here on your screen, I love documenting my journey with investing with crypto, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along on this incredible journey. Things are getting fascinating. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through, would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that. So make sure you give it a thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything. It's down there. Thank you very much. You guys rock. Also, a little disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that in the blink of an eye in crypto and, of course, any other investment. So please be careful. Do your own research. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Right, formalities are out of the way. I did have a very broken sleep last night. My French bulldog was quite ill last night, so I ended up waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, then at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then again at 5 o'clock in the morning. Kid you not, and I was like, nah, I'm not going back to bed now. So I just stayed up watching the news, and there's been a lot happening in the news, especially in Australia. It's pretty full on, especially in the state of Victoria. It's been pretty full on here in this state. Honestly, there's a lot going on here, and hence the Red Bull. Anyway. Right, let's go straight to the community tab. Let's go down here. Now, these are actually my bots on Earn Curve running. Again, the market is down, has been since, again, I started a couple of them. The XRP Navigator bot's doing incredibly well. I'm going to go through that in a second. Top altcoins this morning in the portfolio was Army, LCX, pretty cool project and exchange in Liechtenstein. You can go look it up. Alluvium's a cool game, and Rose. This was an interesting thread, though, quickly. The altcoin seasons, has basically started. This is what this thread actually goes through. It's quite fascinating. The next 6 months will be critical, right? And people need to realize that, with President Donald Trump coming in here, pro-crypto administration, yes, altcoins are going to go crazy in the next 6 months, especially with all these ETF approvals. But people have to realize you've probably got about 3.5 years to take advantage of that whilst he's in office. And of course, if there's a new president that comes in after President Donald Trump who is pro-crypto, then we could see an extended bull market. But yes, altcoin season is definitely on the horizon. And again, this one yesterday was, I should say this morning also, was a Bitwise Chainlink ETF. Now, if you remember, I said that I'm starting an Octobot on Earn Curve, specifically on Chainlink because of the ETFs. All right. And again, President Donald Trump Jr., his son, double-digit millions into crypto prediction platform Polymarket. So they're making moves into Polymarket, which is interesting. There's a lot going on in the background. There's a lot of groundwork, spring cleaning, as Paul Atkins said. Now, coming over to CoinMarketCap, $3.87 trillion, $177 billion in volume. It is down. Now, altcoin season index is coming up very close here. As you can see, we're at 43 out of 100. So, coming very close to altcoin season. Again, all the fun, basically the funds flow from Bitcoin to Ethereum, and of course XRP, which is ranked number 3, and so on. Coming down to the crypto ETFs, though, we did have the market open last night, which is crazy to think about. This $455 million in inflows into Ethereum. Like, that is enormous. That's a lot of money. And of course, Bitcoin was only $88.1 million. So total $543 million in inflows into the exchange traded funds, which is mind-blowing. Coming over to my watch list, everyone should have a watch list so you can keep an eye on your crypto projects. The biggest ones and the gainers in the last 24 hours, Nervos Network, CKB. We had Solana's up 7.78%. I don't know what Kaon is. It's there, 7.11. I've got so many coins. Loopring, Digibyte, Gala, Dogecoin is up as well. Near Protocol, Chainlink is up 4% as well, which is nice to see that. Coming over to the top coins on EarnCurve, let me just bring this up here. And yes, I made a list. Solana, AVAX, Dogecoin, Chainlink, and Monero, and Ethereum. Axie Infinity is also up 3.5%, which is cool. So really nice to see that. Now, again, before I get into EarnCurve stuff, I just wanted to show all of you, this linear regression line on TradingView. I don't use TradingView that much, but I mean, for those of you that are into technical analysis, I like to keep it simple on my charts, right? RSI indicator, and again, a linear regression line. That's pretty much all I use. I mean, the RSI is pretty straightforward. When you come to, of course, Bitcoin and the US dollar, I mean, it is coming down. It was overbought. Hence the reason why it's pulling back, and it did touch that 70 line, as you can see on the screen right here, and it's dropping back down. And of course, we could see that return back up. Now, again, just to let everyone know, this linear regression line indicator, it's pretty straightforward. It's really cool, right? So this is on the weekly time frame. You can adjust this to the daily. I mean, it's still, the trend, I guess, the linear regression line, this central green line is still, in an upward trajectory right here. I mean, look at this on your screen. You can see it right there. Bitcoin is headed much higher than what we're at the moment. All right. Everyone's predicting it. You don't need complicated technical analysis. You can just see it right here on your screen. Now, this is on Bitcoin. All right. This is skyrocketing. You can see it's well into the 200,000 US dollar range. Okay. Coming down to, as an example, let me just find it. XRP USD. Another example, we're going much higher than this. I mean, this is pointing to me, if I bring this down, look at this, just saying, the $10 range, you can see the 9 to 10 US dollar range right here on XRP. There you go. And again, that's on the weekly time frame. The monthly is just too distorted, so I just like to keep it on the weekly. But there you go. So we could see that. Coming to Solana, let's just have a quick look at this. So again, just making this larger, we're looking at a price range between 290 to 300 US dollars per coin. Let's have a look at Sui. This is going a lot higher. Wow. Let me just bring this back here, guys. I mean, this is going way up, guys, way up at the moment. This is between, say, 18 to 20 US dollars. XLM, let me just bring this up right here. Let me just zoom out. This one, again, is 38 cents, going to around about 2.2 to 2.4. So $2.40. Fascinating. What else can we do here? Let's have a look. Ethereum. Let me just zoom out here on the monthly. So Tom Lee has been predicting, as you can see on this, right? Tom Lee has been predicting, easily a 15,000 US dollar Ethereum. But what I'm seeing on these charts, and I mean, I'm going to have a lot of people ripping this to shreds, but whatever. I don't really care. Coming back down here, let me just bring this up. You're looking at 5,200 to 5,500. So yeah, Tom Lee in these articles might be right with the bottom. So who knows, guys? I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, it just really is. And Hedera, let's have a quick look at this. Let me just zoom out. I mean, this is going straight up. Look at this. Let me just try and get this into screen for you. It's tricky seeing where this is landing right now. It's at 24 US cents and it could go to $1. That's what it's pointing to right there. Really simple indicator, right? Well, let's go. Yeah, okay. So at 80 cents to $1. There you go. It's in that range. So pretty cool, hey? Go check it out. The linear regression channel. Close 100 to 2 and 2 right there. You can see it on your screen. That is the indicator. It's really cool. Anyway, moving on to Earn Curve. Yes, my spot crypto exchange. Thank you very much to those of you that have signed up, KYC'd, registered, done all that. Thank you so much. Wanted to keep this, of course, in compliance. So please make sure you do that. If you haven't gone to register an account, go do that. KYC, and I will apply a 10% discount. I've been getting a few people saying, why are you pushing KYC? Because I want to keep it, you know, compliant with the law. That is the law in Australia. There's a lot of shady people out there in this world, this big wide world, and a lot of people are hiding. So I'm not doing that. I don't want people like that on the exchange. I want genuine people who are genuine in terms of their trading, their finances, all of that stuff, because we have to keep this going for a long time. That's the game. I spent so long getting this actually up and running and the registration through. I'm not about to screw that up, that's for sure, with the Australian regulator. Now, coming over to here, guys, yes, again, I've got one XRP bot running at the moment on one account right now. This is all going to be fixed, all right? So this is in progress and development at the moment. It really is. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm running 3 bots on 3 different accounts. You will not need to do that. Hopefully in the next week or 2, I'm waiting on the Octobot team. They are working their backsides off to get this up and running for everybody. However, in the meantime, if you haven't started one of the bots, you can go do that. And again, use the discount code for Octobot. I will say that as well. Coming over to my XRP Navigator bot. This thing is a machine. It is trading flat out. As you can see, it had 3 sales in the last 12 hours right here, and a purchase to gain. So it bought the dip. It's taking profits on a grid. Just to let everyone know about that. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm half asleep as well. 15.3%. I did start this, as you can see right here, in July. So around about the 6th to 7th of July. Yes, the market has been up since then, and of course this bot is still running. You just have to let them run. It's on the spot market. There's no leverage with this. Now, I've also had a few people say to me that their bots are not trading. That is potentially because you're running crypto baskets. So I'm just moving my head out the way so I can see what I'm doing. Crypto baskets on Earn Curve. Now, again, if you are running crypto baskets, please, if you want to trade, change it to grid trading or the DCA strategy. Okay, so the crypto baskets will rebalance your portfolio. They're really meant for long-term holds. For those of you who don't wish to, of course, trade. So I'd suggest that you trade and use the grid trading bots if you want to trade and get that, the market movements, all right? So this one's good, the Top Coins Accelerator. This is great. You can run one of these on one account. We're fixing that, all right? It's coming. Or you can run the XRP bot. I'm running a couple of these at the moment on 3 accounts. So it's up to you guys. It's incredible software. It really is. And again, you can see down here on the XRP trades. Let me just bring this up. XRP USDT. The orders down here, as you can see. Let me just refresh this right now. Wait for it to refresh. The internet is so slow in my office. As you can see right here, yes, there's been 1, 2, 3 trades executed today on the 27th. So this is definitely trading. You can see all of the trades down here. Again, once the multi-bot feature, meaning you can trade as many bots on one account, goes live. Things are going to get crazy with this because I'm going all in on it. And it's less of a headache. All right, so we're working through that. Go sign up, register on Earn Curve, guys. Thank you very much. Now, coming to the XRP Rich List, and I will have a sip of my Red Bull because I'm absolutely exhausted. Didn't get much sleep last night, that's for sure. Probably 3.5, 4 hours. But it was worth it because I'm glad my dog Gucci's okay. Coming over here, let me just zoom in on this. All right, let me bring this up here. This changes all the time. XRP Rich List. So to be in the top 10%, which is not that much, to be honest. I mean, look, this a lot like 3 or 4 years ago, different story. All right, it's 2,396 XRP's top 10%. And again, if you slowly move up to 8,300, that's 5%. And you've got 10,600 there. Let me just move my camera right there. That's 4%. Let's have a look here. 15,000 is 3%. 25,000, 2%. 50,000 XRP. That is a substantial amount of capital. I'm just saying. given the fact it's like $4, what, 50, nearly $5 Australian. That's a lot. Now, anyway, 96,000 for 0.5, 197 is 0.2, 350,000 XRP right there. You're in 0.1 territory, and whale status, that's 0.01, that's 6.6 million. There's only 691 people that have that amount of XRP. And I know Brad Garlinghouse is definitely one of them. But 690,000 people are in the top 10%, which is nice. It really is. So, and then obviously as you go up, it reduces. So this is really, when you think about it, it's still very early. Then coming over to the wallet addresses, I can't really zoom in on this. I don't know why. Let me just go ranking search. Actual fact current statistics. If we have a look, I don't know, the website cuts off. But as of 1st of April, and I wish this would reload. Let me just reload the site. Here we go. Today is 26th of August. There are 6.9 million XRP holders worldwide. That is an XRP army right there. That's crazy. Love it. So that is your updated XRP Rich List. The futures on XRP, $1 billion open interest mark, the CME platform, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is crazy. The futures interest is massive. And again, high volume, drop test, key levels before quick rebound. You know, you got to wait for these ETFs. There's huge institutional interest for XRP. There really is, guys, and I can't wait. And just hurry up, Paul Atkins. That's what needs to happen. Tom Lee, fund strat right here, predicts Ethereum bottom and a rally above 5,000 US dollars. Remember when I just showed you on TradingView before? Second largest crypto by market cap dipped to 4,300 early Tuesday before regaining some ground, but it's still about 8% off its recently set record high. And I just want to mention, if you look at my Ethereum bot that I've got running, I think I started that mid, around when it was going crazy. And as you can see right here on the Octobot Ethereum bot, it is down 1.1%. So there you go. That's the reason why it's down. People have to realize the market does move, so the bot's going to be down, just regaining that position. And again, let's just keep going on here. He basically expected to surpass 5,000 US dollars in the near future, which the linear regression line is predicting easily. We've got the analyst Eric Balchunas said that exchange traded funds must have futures product live for at least 6 months, which Canary doesn't seem to have for the Trump fund right here. So this is interesting. President Donald Trump's meme coin could be getting an exchange traded fund in the United States after Canary Capital was first to file the product that buys and holds the token, though analysts have questioned how it might clear regulatory hurdles, which is interesting. And the Securities Exchange Commission on Tuesday, Canary said its fund, the Canary Trump Coin ETF, will directly hold and offer exposure to official Trump. Trump launched again the token in January this year, just days before he re-entered the White House, and is currently ranked 55 on the coin market cap, which is interesting. I'm not going to get too much into this one because this is basically saying here the bottom and all-time highs 2025, which is interesting. The simulations are predicting an easily 260,000 US dollars, but we could see that there is obviously a dip and a pullback, which is suggesting that it could pull back at least nearly 69%. But we'll have to see about that. I don't think we're going to be seeing a pullback anytime soon. I think this is going to go for at least 3.5 years. It's a very different time at the moment. I'm not going to go into that. Let's go to X. Have a listen to Tom Lee, guys. This is interesting.
Okay, last question for you, Tom. I can hear your Slack's going off. You got to get out of here. Really appreciate the time that you spent on the channel. It means a lot. Price targets for end of year for Ethereum and the S&P 500 and your logic for those two.
Yeah, I think Ethereum, in the near term, 5,500 should be happening in the next couple weeks. But by the end of the year, I think it should be closer to 10 to 12,000 for ETH. But it's because, most of the move in crypto does come in the fourth quarter. So if you're up 35% year to date, well, if you're going to be up 200%, it's going to all happen in the next few months. And for the S&P, if the Fed follows through and begins to cut, which is our expectation, and then we get a drop in mortgage rates and the ISM turning up, and therefore financials really begin to participate, I think that's why we get to 6,800 or so on the S&P. So still a lot of upside. Of course, as you know, September is the month everyone's going to be worried about, so that's a month where you might get a pullback, but you need to be buying that too.
So the seasonal weakness in September, you would say, which
He's basically said there September is the buying period. It's not financial advice, but he's suggesting that. Canary Trump ETF, interesting right here. We have BNB Staking Exchange Traded Fund under the 40 Act, which is interesting. The ticker symbol's SSK. I don't know what's going on there. That's Rex Shares and Osprey Funds. This one is interesting, though. I love this interview with Sergey, CEO of Chainlink. Have a listen to this, guys. It's awesome. It really is.
Industry is going to boom through the merging of DeFi and TradFi. We're going to be looking at tens of trillions of dollars in market cap. We're going to reach a point where the majority of that market cap is not cryptocurrencies, but actually real-world assets, like stable coins, tokenized
Listen
funds,
to this.
tokenized equities, tokenized commodities. That will naturally redefine what our industry is, because it will no longer be about idea coins or coins related to digital gold or Bitcoin or something. They will now be about real-world assets. Our industry will become about real-world assets more than cryptocurrencies, just by the numbers. And that will lead to a polishing of the technology to the point where it will become low cost and easy to adopt it for all those other use cases, like ad networks, supply chains, insurance, concert tickets, real estate, and so on. And our industry is going to boom through the merging of DeFi and TradFi. We're going to be looking at tens of trillions of dollars in market cap. We're going to reach a point where the majority of that market cap is not cryptocurrencies, but actually real-world assets, like stable coins, tokenized funds, tokenized equities, tokenized commodities. That will naturally redefine what our industry is, because it will no longer be about idea coins or coins related to digital gold or Bitcoin or something. They will now be about real-world assets. Our industry will become about real-world assets more than cryptocurrencies, just by the numbers. And that will lead to a polishing of the technology to the point where it will become low cost and easy to adopt it for all those other use cases, like ad networks, supply chains, insurance, concert tickets, real estate, and so on.
Now, look, this one here, guys, basically is saying a 5% allocation from all of this is going to be huge. Listen to this.
Infrastructures like blockchains and Oracle networks, that those utility tokens will have a lot of demand for the usage of the system, for various aspects of how the systems operate. I absolutely see, that continuing to evolve. My view of cryptocurrencies really just boils down to basic portfolio management theory, which is if all of the sovereign wealth funds, family offices, hedge funds, pension funds, if all the world's capital decided to allocate 5% to cryptocurrencies, because cryptocurrencies are this new asset class thing that they have become convinced is something they need in their portfolio for growth reasons, risk management reasons, number of different reasons. And this could include central banks through cryptocurrency reserves, in addition to gold reserves. I think that calculation is the answer to what happens to cryptocurrencies. I don't think the answer is that you get to 5% and then everybody's portfolio as a pension fund is 50% cryptocurrencies.
Fascinating. It's fascinating. That is it for today, guys. It's been a long one. Thank you very much for sticking around. Go join EarnCurve, register an account. Guys, the bots are coming. The update is coming. I will keep everyone posted on this. It's going to be a massive update. And again, I will keep everyone posted. I know everyone's getting frustrated with it, waiting for this, but bear with us. And that'll be live soon. And you guys will be able to trade all of the bots on one EarnCurve account. I can't wait for this. It's going to be a game changer, especially hearing Sergey and what's coming. Big things are coming in this space, guys. You guys better be ready for it. Anyway, I'm out. Peace out. Take care. Bye.